forgot to take all the minutes of all the sessions. All of this will be cleared in the next 20 minutes with Isaac. Isaac is joining us from New Jersey. We moved from Cambridge to New Jersey, and he's sharing with us one AI app on your phone that will transform your phone to your secretary, that will transform your phone to your PA, and will transform your phone to an interpreter. I attended a meeting with Ecuadorians and they spoke Spanish. And at the end of the meeting, my AI assistant gave me the entire meeting summary in English. So if you've attended a meeting before where you could not understand the language spoken, you have an interpreter with you that is electronic, 1, 2, instant. That means the scripts, the manuscript is available to you literally at the end of the meeting. So no human being has ever gone this far in making AI change things. If you've attended lectures before and you forgot to take notes, and then you forgot what was said in the lecture, here you are today. That will never happen to you again. If you've attended classes and you didn't know what was said, that will never happen to you. So I'm going to invite Isaac Oduton, who is the chair and the founder of ISATONG, that has worked with Silicon Valley leaders and have deployed technology in ways that you can only dream of. I've never seen it anywhere. You can only dream of being able to use AI to completely do the work of 5 PhD holders for you. Remember how much you pay for this? Literally. Can't complain, but work more than 5 PhD holders. So I want to invite Isaac Oduton. You're now a co-host, and I hand over to you, ladies and gentlemen, as he tells us one of the biggest tools that will transform our businesses, our work, and our report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Mafidon. You are enigma in the space of artificial intelligence and technology globally. So I thank you so much, and I want to acknowledge that it's really those that developed this product had not even known half on the usage that you, Professor Mafidon, has been able to deploy this technology. So when you make that recommendation, you are doing it from your experience, and I'm very grateful for that recommendation. Now, so the product we're talking about today is called Fireflies AI, and it is a product that changes make a paradigm shift on the way we do things, as far as recording, transcribing, providing summary, providing action items, and in fact, now we have custom-built apps that I'm going to show you. So it's not just a matter of recording the meeting or transcribing and providing action items, but it goes down to your very way you do things, depending on what area, what you are trying to do. A custom hub has been built up that literally provide those things to you hands-on, and I'll be able to show that to you on the dashboard. This is not, Firefly is not something more to talk about than to actually see it in action. So even at this meeting that we are attending, let me see, if you look at the attendees list, let me see, was Firefly accepted in? But I did invite Firefly to join the meeting. It might be pending. Let me see, Fireflies.ai. Okay. Okay, let me see. Yeah. I will invite it to attend this meeting if maybe I did not make the invitation. I will show you how that invitation is being made for it to join this meeting that we are holding right now. So, like I said, it is something very practical, because from the time that you sign on, you begin to have the result immediately. It would just get into the meeting right away, so that I will not have to say so many things without Firefly joining. Let me just begin to share my screen right away, and so that I can invite Firefly to attend the meeting, and then so that it can be able to document even what we are saying. So I am going to do a screen share. We'll do a screen share with you right now. Share my screen. With me. Okay. If you see my screen, I just make indication that you've seen my screen. Right now, I'm sharing my, my dashboard. This is when you log into Firefly for the first time, whether through your phone app, Android, or iPhone, or you go in through the web. Like in this case, I'm logging in through the web, which is app.firefly.ai. This is where it brings you into. So I just want to make it very practical so that you see what it has done for me, what Fireflies has done for me right away. All the meetings, I do not go for any meeting without inviting Firefly. So for this meeting, I'm just going to start by inviting Fireflies, add it to the live meeting. I'm going to just add it to this meeting live. This meeting, educational, Global Educational Summit. Global Education Summit. Okay, then that is the name of the meeting. And let me just having to put a date, 10/23, 10/21, 2024, so that it would make a difference with meetings for tomorrow. So I'm going to put the meeting address, which is the Zoom link or Google Meet link, whatever was the, or Skype meeting link, whatever was the meeting address. You put it in there, and then you select the language. I'm using the Global English, which is more central. There are many different flavor of English, the UK English, Canadian English, American English, Indian English, whatever, West African English. So you just select the over 70 languages are being supported, as you could see here. Japanese, whatever section of the country that you live in. But I'm taking the Global English here, which is more central to me. So I now say start capturing. So Firefly is being invited. Firefly Assistant has been invited to the meeting. So it will show up in the meeting just like any other attendee, and then will be let into the meeting. So as soon as it shows up, we will let it into the meeting. From the time it shows up, it starts immediately recording whatever each and every one is saying. It does not only capture the voice, but it captures the video. So, I mean, if you are using Fireflies, you may not actually need to record any meeting again on using Zoom, because it will capture everything that your Zoom capture, the video, all the presentations, or maybe even if you chat, you make a chat or attach any document, while the conversation was going on, he will capture that or all the document and begin to record them, transcribe. Like in some cases, like if you're using Google Meet, it will do live transcription. You know what? As you are speaking, Firefly will just be typing it. You see it on real time, whatever each person is saying, and it's just completely awesome. So, I mean, when you log into your own portal, this is my own portal. All the previous, the first thing you see on the homepage, all the previous meetings that you had, it will give you summaries. It's very short bullet points. It's like a feed. This is a feed. This is my own feed, all consisting of meetings that I've had in the past. So in a glance, you can just be able to look at it and just know what meetings you had, what was just a short point, the feed of the meetings that you had in the past. It's very, very awesome. So you don't have to spend time to say you're trying to recall what did you say the other time. He already made this thing available to you in a feed, And then if there were some tasks assigned, he would also list the things that you need to do. You are committed to do, or somebody committed you to do, or you committed somebody to do. He would list all the tasks, summary tasks of all those meetings, So this is what it is. And then you can schedule your meeting by adding to a live meeting, just like I have done now. I add it to the live meeting, and then you schedule it using your Google Calendar or Microsoft. You can see the Firefly has just come in now. I've just accepted it in now. It showed up in the meeting room, and I just clicked accept it, and it got into the meeting. So if you look at the list of your participants in this meeting now, you see that one of the participants is Fireflies.ai. So you can see it's already shown into the meeting. Yeah. From the time you do the invitation, it's better to do the invitation a little bit in time, because it might take about within a minute or so, or 30 seconds, you should be able to show up into any meeting. I mean, if you're adding it live, like I did here, because I didn't schedule it through Google Calendar. So this is the where you do the scheduling. You can add it. Like now, there are some meetings that are already pending with me, and Firefly will join those meetings. Okay, so let's go now to see what happens on each meeting. So I'm just going to open a past meeting, for instance, to show you what happened during those meetings. This is let me just add. This was a meeting for a church meeting. I just opened that, for instance, and then show it to you how Fireflies handle that. So after the meeting, it doesn't take, within 5 minutes, you should be able to get everything ready. So there are 3 sections on what Firefly did. The first is the transcript. On the right side of the screen, the transcript. What each person said, at the time he said it, how long he said it, you see it completely recorded by the AI. On the right side, I'm scrolling through it. So that's what you got. And for security, only you that invited Firefly will be able to see the recording, unless you decide to share it with someone else. If you want to share, then you can just click share. So because people might be concerned, I don't want people to know about this meeting. How are you sure AI would preserve the information for security reason? Only you, only me can see it, only me. If I want somebody else to see it, I can just click here and then share it with anyone that has the link. And then I can copy the link of the meeting and give it to that person, or if you set it up on on your calendar that it should be shared with everyone. Firefly would automatically send that meeting to everyone. So, okay, so now let's go to the middle section. The middle section is where you have complete summary, overview of the meeting, as what everyone said, how they said it. It doesn't matter how they said it. Firefly would listen to everyone and now provide a summary, a concise summary that is 99.9% accurate. It's just awesome, so you can see the summary here of this meeting. Then it will also provide some notes on the meeting. Okay, these are some notes point with, it gives the title and then provide a note of that meeting, So, and then provide also action items, things that were committed to be said. It provided. Then underneath, I did select a lot. If it was a sales meeting, for instance, it will begin to bring a lot of information that concerns sales on how you can generate questions and timestamp for the people you're trying to sell the product to. This is for that. I just selected most of that here. Then, but if it was this is another custom app, date of follow-up, then it will just also analyze, provide all that information, purchase items, purchase intents. This is for sales related meetings. Then it will begin to analyze what need to do for the key business, decision makers, and so forth. And this is really helpful. If the meeting was, if you wanted to know how each of the participants performed during the meeting, it has a sentiment analyzer that you can just analyze each of the speakers, each of the participants. It got that analyzed. It can also, if it was a technical meeting, like maybe engineering design, it can also be able to provide information on the technical issue tracker, concerning that meeting. If you had that option, and you will be able to. Then it can also generate email. This email generator from the meeting. Maybe we talk about sending email to something. Let's send email to our salespeople or send email to the students and things like that. It will automatically generate that email. It's an email generator that has been enabled also. If it was like a town hall meeting that you were having, just general discussion, is also able to provide information, key questions, employee question, and so forth about and the action items of each person. So depending on the kind of meeting that you had, if it was like a lecture or speech or podcast, it also lists the key areas, key point, timestamp for such cost. So you just select whatever is applicable to your own situation. If it was like something trying to brainstorm, to bring out ideas, that's the kind of meeting, like maybe a workshop, or a breakout sessions and things like that. It can also bring out information that pertain to that, what you need to know, what are the important things that need to be discussed, acknowledgement of each of the contributors. So there's so much that can be enabled depending on what kind of meeting that you had. So this is all that would be in the middle section here. Then, and then if you go to the left section, you have filters where you can select the metrics, the questions or tasks, and it would bring out all the tasks. You like to know what are the questions that were asked during this meeting. All you need is to click questions, and all the questions will pop out. That had during the meeting will pop out. So like now there were about 33 questions during this meeting. So these are different things that you have. Then apart from listing all the participants, then there is also a ChatGPT functionality because this Fireflies was developed even before ChatGPT come out. So with ChatGPT coming in, he's been able to build up what we call AskFred. AskFred it give an interface where you can just ask your own questions. Like now, this meeting here was in English. Okay, I selected English for this meeting, but during the ask, I can ask him to transcribe all the meeting, to transcribe the meeting into Spanish or into French, and it would like for instance, you can see here, I say, please translate the meeting summary in French, even though it was an English meeting, and immediately it generated this. This is this meeting in French. So you can just do that into any language at all, or any other question you want to ask. All you need is to just type that question here, and this thing will be generated. So it is something very extremely useful, and from people from third world countries that they don't have stable power or stable network. You know, when meetings are going on, maybe power goes up or network get disrupted. But because the Firefly server is hosted in the US, you will not have that situation. So I will encourage people in those countries, in fact, even not only people in those countries, like for instance, we can have this meeting, maybe for some reason, you have to excuse yourself, maybe to go and attend another meeting, or excuse yourself to go to the bathroom, or any emergency. But once Firefly came in, you came with Firefly AI into the meeting, you will not miss anything. Even though you leave or you get disrupted by power or network or anything, you will still, Firefly will be there constantly in the meeting, taking everything and recording everything that day. You will never miss anything. Now, even a meeting that you did not even attend, because you don't even need to be in the meeting, like Professor Mafidon mentioned. I can schedule, like now, as we are talking now, I send Firefly to attend other meetings that I'm not even there. I cannot, I cannot divide myself into two. I am telling this one, but the only one who can do that is throw Fireflies. He goes into that meeting and attend that meeting on your behalf and bring everything back to you. And in fact, from our experience, when you go through that meeting, maybe a meeting that lasted about 1 hour, and Firefly is coming with all the tools that is provided here, you are able to listen to that meeting, go through that meeting within 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you will know more about that meeting than those that spend 1 hour in that meeting, or maybe were distracted in one way or the other. So it's very, 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 very effective. No one can afford to do things without deploying this AI technology, because it's just something that God had brought in to assist mankind to be able to take notes. How many people, I've always said, like Professor Mafidon, is a multi-Guinness World Record. And then you have a Nobel laureate, many great people, in this age, and even in the age before. And if you mention somebody like Sir Isaac Newton, or many other great scientists, I don't believe that they were the greatest. They were the only great scientists in their own time. There were many others. But the difference is that they were not recording what they did. Whoever record first become the hero. So, but with this, why do people not want to record what they do? Because many people don't want to write. People can speak, but they don't want to write. So this is where Firefly come in. If only you can speak, in whatever language you can speak, it can capture that information and transcribe it. So you have no excuse for not writing books. With this technology, you can write many books in a day, because Firefly will take all that you are saying. It will even begin to create the chapters for you, the introduction, the middle, give the subheadings, and then the conclusion. Professor Mafidon have been able to use this to write so many books. Even within the day, he can write many books in the same day. So this is really awesome. What has been provided here. Let me just go a little bit, through the integration and that the app that I was talking about. Okay, integration. This product integrate with so many different products, over 100 products that integrate with. So you don't have problem on whatever software you are using. Firefly can be deployed to integrate via API into those software and help you automate your processes, whether it was sales or whatever things you were doing. And one thing I didn't even say is upload your past backlog of meetings, the meeting you have had in the past, whether it was recorded by Zoom or it is there on YouTube or it was there recorded in the form of voice, like M4A, recording on your cassette, whatever it is. You can upload it now. You are able to upload past recordings, and it will begin to process it and as if that meeting was just holding now. You can see it here. So many meetings that I have uploaded, past meetings that I had. So I uploaded it and Firefly processed them, and you can just open and see everything as if the Firefly just attended that meeting right now. So, but it has to be in the form of MP3 or M4A or WAV or MP4. So once you do that, you just you click upload, and then you upload that. You go to wherever you had those files, and it will begin to process it. I talk about integration. Talk about meeting status. Here is just to list the meetings that are going on. Like here, this meeting is there. It's going on. It's in the process. Then let me go to app. App here is that's what I was talking about. Firefly has created a lot of custom apps that you can actually use, so that you zero the meeting, you zero your setting to the purpose of that meeting that you are having. So this is where all those apps are, can be turned on. If it is something pertaining to training, we have so many apps that have been turned on. So you just have to know what kind of meeting are you holding. And once you turn up that turn on, enable that that app, like if it is a meeting for effectiveness score or candidate scorecard, maybe if you're doing an interview or whatever thing it is, you just turn on that turn on that app, and then it will be able to bring configure and bring a lot more information on how to process that meeting. So that is very, very good. And then on the settings, let me go to settings. Settings. You can customize your setting just like you can do on many other products. Select the kind of meetings. Select your security, how you want it. By default, this is stored in the cloud, in the cloud, but you can customize it depending on what you need. If you have an enterprise organization, whether you're a government or you are a private company, you already have your own private cloud, we can make all the recording to be stored in your private cloud. So all that are available. It is really a game changer. Let me just mention this, that currently, if you look at your Fireflies is there in the meeting. Let me go back to my Zoom. If you go to the Zoom and see that Firefly is there, is an attendee in this meeting, and is attending it on quiet, silent mode currently. Silent mode, in other words, he just listen to everyone, record them, and transcribe and provide information about the meeting. But right now, in the last 2 weeks, we have a beta that has already come out where AI Fireflies will also be able to speak during the meeting. Assuming you are having a meeting and then there are things you forget. You are making a presentation, and then as I'm making now, maybe I remember something, something I said maybe some times ago, some 2 weeks ago that I cannot remember, that Firefly had attended such meeting. You can just query it. You can ask it, by voice. Just Fireflies. What did I say about this? How about this project? And it will begin to speak out. It will respond, by voice and tell you about that project, and remind you of things that you need to be reminded. So it is only we that have done it. And I want to let you know that Firefly was really the first of this kind of product to hit the market, to be developed and hit the market. Right now, there are competitors that are coming up, but Firefly is still number one. They're leading in the market in terms of features, even in terms of user base, and also even the new development, like for instance, being able to speak during meetings. And no one else has done that. It's only we that have done this. There are so many things about this, and I would really encourage you to check it out, or we can meet. I don't want to take so much of your time, but I just wanted to just give you a brief information about this product that is transforming the way we do business, the way we do things. Thank you so much, Prophet Mathuran, for giving me the opportunity to make this presentation.
Wow, wow. Question number one.
What is the name of your software or whatever, the program?
It's called,
What is the name of the application?
Yeah, Fireflies.ai. The agents that record call Fred. So Fred has an email.
Fireflies.ai. I have just changed my background. Okay, if you look at the background now, if you're in the room, look at the, if you stop sharing,
Okay.
Isaac, if you can stop sharing for 1 minute.
Okay, let me stop this.
If you stop sharing, can everybody see my background here?
Yes.
Isaac, you've not stopped sharing.
Yeah.
Are you able to help us?
Let me see.
I've just changed my background.
Okay.
Okay, you can pin mine. Yeah, you can pin mine. You can pin mine. Okay, yes, everybody in this room, you can take a picture. This is one practical application of the AI. This entire book was generated by Fireflies, and so you can see it here. A first autobiography authored by Fred Fireflies.ai. So it's Fireflies.ai. What I have used it for personally includes conducting interviews.
Yes.
In the past, you have candidates coming for interview. You're asking them questions, you're writing. You're asking them questions, you're writing. And then you have to make a note of each candidate, and then you have to come back and tabulate it. This time, you forget about that. You focus on the candidate, you ask the candidate questions, you're able to assess the candidate. Why? Somebody else is taking every single response of the candidate, recording it, my questions, recording it. So I don't need to worry at all. And at the end, pull out the entire document and look at candidate A, B, C, D, and then make a decision on that. Another thing that I've used it for, anytime I'm giving lectures to undergraduate students, postgraduate students, most of them are very worked up. They want to write everything you're saying. And if you know that the speed is about 1/6 of the speed of your comprehension, so you slow down the entire lecture. Some people just come to lectures to come and take notes, not to understand the conversation, not to be involved in the discussion. If you know that somebody else is taking the notes, just imagine how you will listen to who is talking, engage with the person, and be able to answer the person's questions. So Fireflies attended medical classes at Oxford, attended law classes at Oxford and Cambridge, and transcribed everything the lecturer said, so that students were free to listen and only put down points. Point means one word, two words, one word, two words. And they were involved in the delivery and the mechanism. And then I call it the meeting master. They invited us to come to Parliament because the king was going to make a speech. And everybody went to Parliament and was more interested in how they will get the transcript of the king's speech or how they will get this. And I just went with its settings on my computer for fireflies. And every person that coughed, every person that interviewed, BBC sometimes want to interview people before the event. Every single thing that went on before the king spoke was captured, transcribed, live, given to me in words, not in sound. And as the king was speaking, it was down there. As soon as the king finished, Parliament started debating the king, the transcript was there. So at the end of the day, I just hit enter and was able to produce a report on what the king said, literally minutes after the king said it, as well as the commentary. So if you're involved in, I hate the fact that they call it a transcription app. It's not like Otter. I don't know how many of you use Otter. It's not like Otter that transcribes it. It's not like Zoom that just records the audio and you have to stand all night or sit all night going through everything. It gives you the synopsis. And if you have a meeting taking place next week, after today's meeting, it goes to my Google Diary and says next Thursday, the follow-up meeting is going to start at 4 p.m. and so. So it books my diary for me. And next week, when the meeting starts, it turns up at the meeting. So this is why I call it meeting master. He is the master of every single minute, every single event where human beings speak. So, and if you say you don't have any time, it's because we are spending your time doing manual work that AI can do. That's what I found out. Anybody that is so busy doesn't have time, ask, is the person fully deploying AI? Because in the morning, we're looking at how AI can help us generally. Immediately after lunch, we saw how AI can help us mark scripts. And then AI can help us with mathematical concept, economics and statistics. That was Son Charles. And now from Isaac is giving us how AI can change everybody, including my mother having a meeting, my mother having a Zoom meeting, and I couldn't attend. And my AI attended, and my mother did not know whether I did not attend the meeting or attended the meeting. Because the Zoom box still appeared, my image still appeared, because you can customize it. And the minutes is available immediately. And the bullet points, or no, action points, not bullet points, action points, what to be done, that is discussed at the meeting, the AI knows and gives you the action points. It gives you the sound bites. So it's not a transcription. It's much more than a transcription. It's a very sophisticated gift from California. So that's why this entire book was able to be produced. The entire, I did not type one single word of this book. Oh, but Amazon thinks I'm the author, and Amazon puts my name as the author of the book. How did they have this going through? If you're in doubt, you can just type my name on Google and type Diana at 60, and then you'll see the book turns up. So if you're overworking yourself, fine if you enjoy it, but I would rather delegate it to an AI that will.
Is there any specific tool that does that you would recommend, or there are several?
This Fireflies. Fireflies. Fire, F-I-R-E, flies, F-L-I-E-S.
One word.
.ai. Yeah, fireflies.ai.
So Prof, it has to be a digitally covered meeting.
No.
Functions in an analog meeting.
Yes.
No Zoom, no nothing.
That's right.
Just having a meeting.
Yes.
How do you invite?
Even your, sorry, I forgot, or even your telephone conversation. You can program it, it's on your phone. So like here, as I came in this morning, I could have just put it here and then talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And at the end, he sends me the summary of it because it's on my phone. It doesn't have to be on a laptop or a desktop. And it doesn't have to be Zoom.
You download it or what?
Yes, you
No,
don't.
no, the
You
file,
sign on to
files.
You sign up to it and you download it to your phone. And anytime you want to start a meeting, you just press it. Or click on it, depending on what you want. And the beauty, like I keep saying, is the fact that I can attend a meeting that I don't understand the language.
It translates automatically.
It translates automatically and translates and gives me the synopsis. Like I say, they were having Ecuadorian meeting in Spanish. And I sat down with the meeting. And as soon as the meeting, no, I didn't wait for the meeting to end. When the pleasantry started, the greetings and the casual bit started, I stopped it. And before we left the room, it gave me the entire summary in English
And it gives you. the
and also
synopsis.
in Spanish.
I was translating that simultaneously for one of my first political Zooms.
That's
We
right.
were starting the campaign.
Yes,
Then you got the summary.
yes.
As soon as the meeting finished, like 3 minutes later.
So if you're a politician, you're overworking yourself. If
Oh,
you don't
no,
have,
definitely. The reason why I asked that is because now, obviously, as you know, our campaign has taken a different dimension, and then we have several Zoom meetings with more than 100 people at a time. And those can be meetings that take 2 hours on average, each meeting. And we have to attend to 24 provinces.
wow,
Now, the key is that the candidate is himself present there, right?
yes,
So the system that I have somehow arranged at the moment is for a general Zoom coordinator to be the one who hosts the meeting, and I will enter only for 15 minutes. However, if I am to just attend for 5 minutes, and I will be able to just before my intervention, check some minutes so that I can see what they have been talking about.
yes,
Give my speech,
yes,
and then giving some frequently asked questions to that Zoom coordinator, then the experience that all the attendants will have is like, okay, this guy was there for my whole meeting.
that's right,
Because
that's
he
right.
knows what we're talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
You do it at the same time in
Last-
all the 24 places,
Yeah, well, the idea will be to do it
the same time.
to have the 24 places simultaneously, but I will actually attend to each one of them for 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then, but having been able to read for 2 minutes, like what were they talking about before my intervention? So that I don't have to be myself with 24 different phones,
yeah.
thinking what are they talking about?
Sorry, Isaac, are you hearing this?
Yes, I'm hearing it. That's interesting to do that.
Okay, because it's an interesting application. I've
Yeah.
never had anyone apply it this way.
Yeah.
I've used it in academic circles, but I've not had political meetings taking place at the same time and being able to interact with your audience in ways that the audience will think that you were in every meeting.
Every minute.
So it's a creative use.
Yes,
It's a creative use of the application.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you very much. And anyone online, if you're a student or you're a teacher or you are learning anything and you are taking your notes the grandfather way of pen and paper, this pen and paper here, if you are doing it the grandfather way, you are punishing yourself. You are not being smart. You can do it that way, which is totally inefficient, or you can do it electronically. That will make you smarter than your professors and make your textbooks literally obsolete. And then come out. And when you are revising for your exam, is another thing. It catalogs everything. So if you want to go and read photosynthesis, or you did respiration, or you did algebra, you're able to go back to that specific topic and then pull it up and be able to synopsize everything you spend your time doing. So it's time saving. And revision for your exam is a time saving exercise.
Time saving, but very efficient.
Efficient.
And also it's giving you guys all the synopsis and everything.
No, it's a pipeline.
Mm.
Yeah.
So are you able to share any screen? of Fireflies?
Yes, I can share.
If you can share it that has Fireflies in it, and your QR code for people that want to pick up a free link
Okay.
of limited capability.
Yeah. All right. So
Wow, it's 5 o'clock.
No, I was in.
No, it was the wrong one. And this is one.
So,
I was in the other one.
Yeah, this is one.
The same as the one.
Okay, this is one.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
are you using the Fireflies AI?
Oh, let me share my screen.
okay, do so.
So do you download it or subscribe?
So you subscribe, but you also, according to what Professor is telling you, you put it on the.
Yeah.
So that you can actually have it. You can do the same thing. You can do it. I'm gonna have later for.
Especially when they are also doing a thesis or something.
Yes.
You know, on a specific topic. You can have all the meetings on that topic, you can have all the synopsis. You know?
That's right. That's what I do. And we've been doing that since lockdown. Since lockdown. Okay, this is the screen. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is the screen. Okay, it says automate your meetings. Here, it's got www.fireflies.ai. So, and then you can request a demo or get started for free. The free one doesn't give you all the capabilities. Yeah. It just shows you that you can transcribe a limited for limited hours. The full one does everything for you. We'll transcribe, summarize, search, and even analyze your voice conversations. So you see, the police is wasting time. You know, when the police, they are taking witness statements and they're interviewing suspects, if you don't use this, you're wasting your time. Because this will record everything, and from there you can search, you can analyze, and you can look at that, you can work on the voice. So when they say there's workload, anytime they say there's workload, any job that is workload is because the human is trying to do jobs that can be automated. They are doing mundane, low value activity. Very low value. It's of no value whatsoever to have a degree and be manually looking for words or searching for words. That's not for degree people. Degree people is to be able to do high level and all the data. So you already know who was interviewed, how it was interviewed. You just want to make a decision. So final decision making should be done by human. Data gathering must not be done by human. Data capture should never ever be done by humans. You delegate that to machine.
Data entry sometimes even.
Eh?
And then the worst thing is that most of the times it's even data entry.
Yeah, data entry is the biggest insult you can give to any human being that has intelligence. And is the most expensive waste of time. Because that person, you can say, come and look at the data analysis and make a decision whether we'll invest in this area or we'll invest in this area. So you just delegate that to machines, cheap machines for that matter. So you don't have to be a multimillionaire to have this. Meanwhile, you can have this, you know, like now we still have, we used to have typists, like just type, and all they were doing is typing. Right now, nobody has a typist. that type once and that's the end. We have word processors that can re-edit, edit it, manage it, manipulate it, and then come back again. So January the 27th, we're having the technology summit. And that is how you can work less and earn more, guaranteed. You spend less time, you earn more money. How you can sit as somebody that has never gone for programming before, you will generate codes in Python. You'll be able to program using technology. You haven't ever, it's like having your Uber driver, literally driving you everywhere. So you don't need to know the geography of the place. You don't need to know how the car works. You just get the Uber, you enter, and then it takes you somewhere. So that's what we're going to do. How software you can generate the software that will assist you literally quadruple your efficiency, quadruple your performance in anything. Oh, I was going to finish with a music. I'm going to play some music for you. And this is going to be a quiz. Those of you online, you are entitled to join the quiz. This is the quiz. Who played which music? Is it Handel? Is it Mozart? I'm going to play some music for you.
Actually, our campaign songs, our campaign jingles
Mhm.
is AI generated.
Ah, no, you took it from us. I was going to ask you,
It's
why did you get AI to generate it?
well, the campaign manager, it was his idea. We didn't know that it was AI. But whenever he came with the song 24 hours after we commissioned it, then we were surprised that it was too quickly. And then he didn't like it at the beginning, but it was such a catchy tune that then we said, okay, if it's a catchy tune for everybody, then he's right. And then he came and he said, well, actually, I need to tell you something. I need to confess that it's AI generated. And everyone was super surprised.
Because, okay, this is in D minor. For those of you that are music specialists, we just want to play this music. And then when Queen Elizabeth died, I was asked to do a special music.
I want to know if Fireflies can also evaluate a case.
What type of case? Is it a legal case, a medical case? Oh, there's another one that does that even better. Robo lawyers. Robo lawyers. R-O like a robot. R-O-B-O lawyers. Oh, where's Peter gone? Can we have volume? Sound, sorry. I can maximize this. Trying to change the script. Okay. You've had enough of the sample. So if I didn't play that for you in the room, those of you that are on as are the guests, and put in the chat box, who do you think was playing that music? Oh, that's Isaac's. Who do you think was playing that music? Or who played that music? Or who composed that music? Composer of that music?
Yeah.
That's okay. So If you're on Instagram, type in hashtag classical music, hashtag your name, and then hashtag who you think, whether this was Musa, Endo, who do you think composed this? And the results will be released and published on January the 27th. After January 27th, the result will be released. And you will have access to this free access to Supreme Court. So I want to thank you for those that joined online. If you have any question regarding what you were hoping to do and what you were planning to achieve from today's session, please, I need you to type in the chat box. And everyone that joined from the beginning, I don't know whether you heard the opening remarks about how the education that we had in the past will no longer be relevant to tomorrow's world. The piece of paper available here on this table is for you to take home. Those of you online, if you email your inviter or the invitation you got, we'll be able to send you one. It's a link to the BBC and a link to the Times newspaper, demonstrating that on this simple fact alone, this is the only condition that to achieve genius level. This is the only condition. And I'll put it back on the wall here. I used to call it the T5, but it's now been reduced to T3 by AI. Every single person is able to perform at genius level, depending on the first T, the tools that you use. The second one is the techniques that you apply. And the last one is the tutelage. These are the only three things that will decide, that determines who comes top in the class and who comes last. What tools are you using? In your career, what tools are you using? If you are using grandfather tools, you get grandfather results.
Well, I'm eating grandfather knows best.
I know. It's just that if grandfather was going to leave from London to New York, it would take 2 months. And 20% of them will not get to New York because of ill health, because of seasickness. Going to go to New York, it will take the same distance between New York and London. It has not changed. It will take 6 hours. Why? Because they went by water in the grandfather times, but in the father times they flew, they took the aeroplane. So there was a new technology, a new tool available to them to travel. Now our children can decide to go by Concorde, in which case it will be reduced to 2 to 3 hours. The same distance. So you can decide to travel it by months or travel it by hours. And now, if we use our AI-based technology, we'll be there in minutes, because we just log in here and I'll have a class in New York. We log in here, and whatever I want to do in New York now, I can sit in London and do it in New York, in London, and the people in New York will think I'm in New York.
Wow.
Because their technology is available now, and they'll be able to interact with me. So that is why this generation is the first generation that will literally not die. So if you came to this world 100 years from now, my AI avatar will be able to answer every question I can answer now, because I'm essentially now be reduced to what is called using Bitcoin technology. You people all know it, Bitcoin, but you are using blockchain to literally change everything I know. The reason I'm speaking to you now is because I know one or two things that you are yet to know. And the reason why Stefan spoke in the morning is because he knew one or two things I'm yet to know. So if I can take the knowledge of Stefan and put it in the chat box, now, if you ask that chatbot any question that Stefan knows the answers to, that chatbot gives the answer. So just imagine if I could ask my grandfather what winter is like or what winter was like in his time. I can't ask him because his knowledge died with him. But it's impossible now for any of my younger ones for their knowledge and their preferences to die with them. Facebook has what is on their mind. For the past 5 to 10 years, Facebook has captured what's on their mind. So if I want to know what's on their mind, I go to their Facebook account, I know what they think about food, I know what they have for breakfast. That's entertainment. Now, when we take it to serious stuff, so I want to know what Einstein thinks about physics. Anybody that has written a book has achieved immortality. Because what that person knows is in the book. So just imagine if we can get the entire database on Queen Elizabeth II and say, what does Queen Elizabeth II think about education? Someone will not go and manually look for the speeches she gave on education and give us the answer, right? What does she think about sports? Somebody will look for all the speeches she gave at the Olympics, she gave at the Commonwealth Games, and then be able to know what she thinks, right? About horses. What does Queen Elizabeth II think about horses? Somebody will go to all the Ascot celebrations she has attended, and then look at the speeches she gave at Ascot and find out. How about if we put that down electronically and save it as a database, and then put it in the hands of AI so that the great-grandchildren, the great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren, up to the 6th generation, who will not see her physically, can now ask her questions and she'll give a reply to it. If you think what I'm saying now is unimaginable, I will invite you to come to Kensington Palace, and they have done a limited version of this, where you take your phone and put it on a QR code, and your phone will ring, and you pick it up and you say hello, and you will hear the exact voice of Queen Victoria, because they were able to record Queen Victoria's voice, and she will say hello to you. It's a joke, right? They just use that to entertain tourists that come to Kensington Palace, because that's where Queen Victoria was born, and that's where she was raised before she became the monarch at the age of 18. But we can, by the same token, get everything you know now and put it on a QR code. And whatever you think about breakfast will be available to anybody to ask, oh, what do you like for breakfast? Or so you can query the database. So each time somebody asks you a question, remember they are querying your database of knowledge. And that's why we're saying this generation will, in that sense, achieve immortality. That means they will never die, or their views will never die, or their knowledge will not go with them to the grave, because we're now going to have a replica of their knowledge. And it doesn't have to be a multimillionaire. Why? Anybody that has this thing called cell phone, it is not a cell phone. Anybody that thinks that this is a phone needs to see a psychiatrist. Because it is a broadcasting device, it is a video device, audio device, it is a writing device. If I tell you many things that can happen here, it can look at the back of your retina when you are 6,000 miles away. That means the back of the eye of a living human being can be seen by one app on the phone. So it's no longer a phone, it's an economic tool, it's an educational tool, it's the most empowering gift any of us can be given as a gift, because it's a gift. Our grandparents paid billions of dollars and they could not get it. Mrs. Thatcher was prime minister in 1986. The MOD, the Ministry of Defense, the largest consumer of the British budget, could not have 1 gigabyte of data when Mrs. Thatcher was prime minister. Today, you go to any store and ask for any phone. The minimum you can get, I mean, it's a joke. The minimum you can get there is how many? More than 10 times what MOD has. Okay. The Apollo 11 had a computer. NASA had a computer to put men on the moon, Apollo 11. The computing power that put Apollo 11 on the moon, if I tell you what it is, you'll be ashamed of yourself. Because your phone is 700 times more powerful than the computing power of NASA that put the whole of that space enterprise on the moon. So we are the prodigal generation. That means we have a powerful tool and we think it's a toy, and we use it to forward viral video about a cat scratching a wall so that everybody can laugh. And then you go and watch, they call it Netflix. I call it broke flicks. It's only broke people that watch Netflix. So it's broke flicks. All the rich people I know, they don't sit down and pay a subscription to Netflix so that they can sit down and watch it. They are too busy using technology to change lives and move destinies. So that's why I am saying the piece of paper you have is evidence against your what is able to be done. Where a 6-year-old completed the entire mathematics course without seeing one math teacher. A 6-year-old completed the curriculum for year 11, that means a 16-year-old, without any teacher, just the AI giving the feedback. And that 6-year-old wrote the same exam as 16-year-old, and that 6-year-old scored more marks than 300,000 16-year-olds that use traditional methods. So that's the reason why it's too expensive to fail. This generation is just too expensive to fail. We have to keep fighting. And I keep saying, do not forget, same times, probably same place. If you're online, January 27th, we'll have a whole week of events and activities to demonstrate to our grandfather, our grandparents or great-grandparents that the opportunities they didn't get, we are not abusing it. We are using it in ways and times we can use. So everybody here has to be able to write a book within 2 hours. And the book cannot be less than 400 pages. Again, we're going to walk you through. How are you able to do that? Your own book on your own subject about what you want to. How many hours? 2 hours. And that's the first time. The second time, it's going to be half an hour. The next time, you're looking at 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll be combining Fireflies with Perplexity and one other AI tool that we're going to make available.
Recording the things you wanted to do.
You can record if you don't like writing. If you're dyslexic, you'll even be faster.
But it's obviously recording is faster. Even if
Recording faster. Those that can speed read will show you what to do. So thank you very much for coming. I hope your day has been useful and productive. And then those of you online, please, if you have any question, I know we didn't take many questions from those online. Bird, Blessing Young, who are those online? Please feel part of the family and ask your questions. And no question is too hard, no question is too easy. And if we cannot give you the answer straight away, we'll pass it on to any of our previous speakers. Isaac, I want to thank you for New York, New Jersey people that joined. And I want to thank all of you on YouTube. Please remember, just use the hashtag and ask your question. If you're on Instagram, do not forget you are still part of the family. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for joining us. And those on Twitter Spaces, we welcome your comments. And if you have any questions on Fireflies, write hashtag fire as in fireplace, F-I-R-E, flies as in the butterfly. If you write that and that hashtag, I'll make sure I pass all of them on to Isaac. Isaac, do you have any closing comments?
I thank everyone so much, and the testimony of two. The Bible says that in the mouth of two or three shall every word be established. So you've heard from Professor Mavidon, and you've heard from me regarding this, the need to deploy these tools in anything you're doing is just going to transform your life, and you will never regret. Thank you so much. Yes.
Allowed out of the